two, know the rules. Know the rules before you get in the game. And so whether you do that yourself, whether you do that working with someone like me, if you're a qualified fiduciary advisor, it doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you try to understand the financial system. It is very complex in Australia, like most countries, certainly countries I've lived and paid tax, such as the UK and Japan and the US, in my investment banking career days. And we use, again, a thing called a tax ladder, where effectively, we all have available sort of 3 or 4 different entities that we could use to optimize our tax, all legitimately, sort of industry standard accepted ways of doing it. Sorry, I get rid of that menu. And so that's what understanding the system is. Understand the rules before you get in the game, right? And so with new clients, when they come on, it's always important to try to get that right from the start, the structure, because trying to unwind that or move money from one to another, if you realize you haven't got it right to start with, can be very expensive. Often it's a tax event, it could be transaction costs. If it's property, even more so with things like stamp duty. So the trick is to look at the different, what we call rungs on the tax ladder, and how to maximize that and optimize it, etc. Everybody's different, but we have those things in our toolkit. Understand how fees, commissions, and costs can eat away at returns. At the end of the day, it's what's left over from your investment manager or performance that is going in your pocket. And Tony's very big on again, optimizing that, as are we, right? Of course, we charge fees. We believe we charge fairly. The fact that our clients, happily pay us every year means that they feel like they're getting value. We focus on maintaining efficiency with portfolios in terms of costs. But yeah, it's important to know that. And we hear a lot about people's disengagement, usually more on the unadvised side, because if you have an advisor, you're obviously engaged in trying to improve your well-being. With things like super, where people don't know what investment option are in, they don't know what fees they're paying. And so it serves you to know those rules. And that's what Tony's all about. That's what we're about as well. And so part of it, of course, is the behavioral aspect. And so it's less about the rules in that case, more about knowing thyself, or knowing that, as sapiens, as humans, we are prone to biases. And that's, again, in our experience, one of the number one things of blowing up a plan or not performing to what the projection said or what the expectations were. It's really around your own behavior. And the classic one, of course, is getting carried away, buying too high when things are going really well, and there's that exuberance, and doing the opposite, right? When things are dropping and falling, panicking and switching into cash. And that's what's key. That's what Tony says is key, and that's what we say is key, right? Is maintain that discipline. And the way to do that is make sure that your investment approach is founded in science, is founded in fact and evidence. These are the things that's worked in the past. These are the reasons why. I'm going to assume that it's going to continue. And yeah, I might be down in the short term on my portfolio, but it's the best foundation there is, because you're using evidence and facts and science to make the decision, not gut feeling and not sort of chasing the latest hot fad. By all means, some of my clients might want to play around in crypto or gold or etc. And there's nothing wrong with that for a bit of, in a way, it's kind of entertainment in my view, or maybe an attempt at diversifying. But the core of what we try to do for our clients is this, as we say, make decisions that are based on evidence. And if you don't understand how it works, don't invest in it, or come and see us or somebody out there that you trust who is qualified to help you to figure out what it is that you're putting your money into. And so that's about knowing the rules, right? Before you get in the game.